Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE NXT on February 22nd, 2017. And actually this NXT came off rather well. It didn't, outside the aspect of building the match next week between with the women's title match, which I'll get into in a moment, you didn't necessarily get too much storyline moments until the end of the show. You did get a promo like midway through the show before the main event with Ty Dillinger talking about sanity and the aspect that he has Roderick Strong and No Way Jose on his side to go along with it, and how he's going to continue going off sanity. I like the promo for that aspect. They're continuing on the storyline here. It wasn't just kind of a one-off thing, so it kind of conveys a different feel for it at that time. So all in all, that was good. The match with Ember Moon, Liv Morgan, and Peyton Royce, which was number one contendership for the women's title, I thought came off as a rather decent match. I like the aspect of they conveyed Ember Moon as the biggest threat throughout the entire match. The way they actually conveyed her as the bigger threat is the aspect that when Peyton Royce was able to get rid of Ember Moon initially, she gets Liv Morgan in the ring, continues on. Every time Ember Moon tries to get in for a period of time, Peyton Royce would just get rid of her again. So it was conveying her as the biggest threat and trying to keep her out of the ring at any given point. And I liked how they ended up playing that off. They eventually have Peyton Royce go over with a knee to the head and then a fisherman suplex to Liv Morgan to win the match and go after Asuka for the women's title match next week. And they do cut a quick promo backstage about winning the match, Peyton Royce winning the match and how she's going to win the NXT women's title next week and everything on that aspect. They've come off pretty good on the mic recently, and this match was a lot better than some of the other matches that they've had recently. With Liv being in there, it just seemed to work out a lot better in this triple threat match, so it came off rather well. Up next, they had a couple promos on both Pete Dunne and Mark Andrews to set up the aspect that they are going to have a match here on NXT. I like the aspect that they have these vignettes and everything like that. They do it for the cruiserweights, and they're doing it for the UK guys as well. They kind of get the viewer used to them, that if they did not watch the UK tournament or haven't seen them before, you get something from them. So Mark Andrews versus Pete Dunne. This is a good match. This was a good match. Good quality match. I like the aspect of towards the end, it feels like they convey it as Pete Dunne's finally going to hit a big move or a big finisher or something in that sense. But Mark Andrews would be able to counter him or something to go along with it and get a close near fall until Pete Dunne picks up the victory with his finisher. Oh, I forget what they call it off the top of my head, but I like the finisher because it's a pump handle that goes into a flatliner. I know he calls it something. Somebody in the comments, if you watch this, can actually tell me what they call it in the end. That way I will remember it down the line. But it's a good looking finisher. He did it throughout the UK tournament as well, and it's just a good looking finisher. I also like the storytelling that they did in this match because it was one of those things. They started off with Pete Dunne going after Mark Andrews' hand, and it would be something for him to continually go back to. If Andrews was going to be able to gain an advantage in any way, Pete Dunne would immediately go back to the hand and bend it or something in that sense to try to regain the advantage. And it was he was doing a good job telling story throughout this entire match, and I thought they did a relatively good job of that throughout the entire aspect of the match itself, because he would continue. It was Andrews would get the advantage, but he would but Pete Dunne was I need the advantage back, so he would immediately go back to the hand injury, and it was a good match. Just gonna leave it at that. It was a good match. So this leads to the end of the show, the main event, which was No Way Jose versus Bobby Roode. Not much to really say about this match. It was a decent match. It was a good match to its own extent. I didn't really care for the finish, where No Way Jose looked like he was about to get the victory, but Bobby Roode slides out of the ring, so No Way Jose has to get him back in. So they make it feel like he was just playing, Bobby Roode was just playing possum, but immediately after, like without any hesitation or any real fight, at the end, no, Bobby Roode was just able to hit the glorious DDT to get the victory. Like when No Way Jose got back in the ring, he just got hit with it. There was no extra move or anything like that. Like I was not a big fan of the finish. I thought the match as a whole was fine, but overall, probably not the best showing. But Bobby Roode continues on the attack after the match, which brings out Kassius Ohno. You've been seeing vignettes over the last couple weeks, and also for Kassius Ohno, aka Chris Hero, to make his return to NXT. And he starts, and so he chases off Bobby Roode, and of course Bobby Roode starts cutting a promo on him. Is like, what are you doing, and or like, why are you interrupting the champion? And they start having this little back and forth, and Roode makes it feel like, oh, it's like, you know what, why wait, let's put the title on the line right now, have a match, and then go with it from there, which allows Bobby Roode to, when Bobby Roode gets in the ring, he immediately just attacks, not wanting the match, and in any way. He tries to take out Kassius Ohno, which Ohno eventually fights him off and sends him packing on his way for the end of the show. I like the Kassius Ohno stuff coming back out. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how he plays a role in NXT from here on in. I watched a little bit of NXT back when he was originally there, so I'd seen a little bit of his stuff. But with like all the other stuff that I ended up doing, I don't get to see a lot of independent promotions anymore. So I haven't really seen Chris Hero's work since he had been back in the Indies and now coming back as Kassius Ohno. I heard he's gotten even better and everything in that sense while he had spent more time on the independent circuit. So we'll see how his in-ring work goes, and see how his promo skills are going as well. His promo this week wasn't bad. His promo on Bobby Roode was not bad, but we'll see how everything works out in the end and how they're going to end up using him. It looks like they're going to have some kind of short program with Kassius Ohno and Bobby Roode going into to the NXT takeover. Maybe it's even the NXT takeover title match. Who knows what they're going for? I know they're having a set of tapings again here soon. I think they were actually last night. I haven't read any spoilers. I try to avoid spoilers to want to say anything or anything in that sense. Sometimes I read them, sometimes I don't, but I never do the reviews based off of the spoilers or anything in that sense to go along with it. Yeah, overall this week's NXT was a pretty good one. I thought it was pretty good NXT this week. I was not a big fan of the finish towards No Way Jose and Bobby Roode, but otherwise the match was decent. The triple threat match with Peyton Royce, Liv Morgan, and Ember Moon I thought was also pretty good. The Pete Dunne, Mark Andrews match I thought was a really good match with everything in there. They also have set up for next week with Peyton Royce and Asuka. They're advertising DIY versus the Authors of Pain for the NXT Tag Team titles. And you have continuation on with this whole Kassius Ohno, Bobby Roode thing. Maybe we'll see more with Ty Dillinger and Sanity, and probably a little bit with Roderick Strong and No Way Jose to go along with it. And we'll see where they go with everything. This week's NXT was actually a pretty good one. Rather entertaining show, rather easy watch. So with that being said, guys, that is my review for WWE NXT this week. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.